Here we go. Hanji, we're back again. I've got Behram Qazi here with me. And a very special guest today, the head of sports at inDrive, Anna Fedorchuk. How are you, Anna?
I'm good.
Thank you
very
so much for joining us today.
Yeah, I'm really nice to be here with you today.
Yeah, same here.
So I've been told that, Anna, you're from Cyprus.
Yes, originally I born in Russia, but now I live in Cyprus. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I've been to Russia.
Same
so
here.
there's that.
Yeah.
For the 2018 FIFA World Cup, actually.
Oh, yeah.
But
I was here too.
how has Pakistan been treating you thus far?
Islamabad is a very green city. I don't know about other cities in Pakistan, but yeah, it's a great mountains and I'm very expressive.
We're thrilled to have you over here, and I hope that the remainder of your stay is also very pleasant.
So just to give a bit of a background on Anna, she is a mathematician and also has PhD in economics, but she works primarily in sports.
Yeah. Also, I've been told, and I actually read this, that you are a certified manager by UEFA. So
Yes.
tell us a bit about that before we get into the meat of all the stuff that you do for inDrive.
Yeah, how it connection with inDrive. It's interesting. As you know, inDrive it's international ride-hailing service which operate in so many countries, and they want to expand their influence. You know that it's a fire services for people, and we want to create more for different communities. That's why was organized the InVision. It's our non-commercial department, and we thought about in which areas we can improve people, we can develop people, and make our influence bigger. And sport is one of this area. I worked as a sport manager more than 10 years. And of course, when I discuss about this project with inDrive, I say yes without any doubts.
Who's your favorite manager in football?
Alex Ferguson.
Ooh, wrong answer. Wrong answer.
Wrong answer. We also were United.
Neither of us are United fans, not at all. But
Yeah, I not like Manchester United, but I read his book and it's incredible.
you think he's better than Pep?
Pep is very charismatic, of course, but I don't know how he works as a manager inside the club. Of course, as a coach, I see that he's very beautiful coach. But Alex Ferguson built all the system in all the club, and yeah, it's very impressed me.
I mean, his record speaks for itself as well. But also a PhD in economics, huh? So you're really a go-getter, aren't you?
Yeah. First of my career, not connection with sport, first years. That's why, I work as a risk manager for many years. And just after that, I think that, it's so boring. I need to go to the sport. Yeah.
But we always love an academic on our podcast, don't we?
Yeah, we do. So let's talk about inDrive and how it started the sports section, as you can say. So what is the relationship between inDrive and sports? How did it came about?
Yeah, as I said, inDrive started operated 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And they try to give some fair opportunities for people in their area and expand for the other cities. And our new mission that we formulated a few years ago, it's to create social justice for 1 billion people around the world.
Wow.
And of course, using just our business services is impossible. We have a lot of our customers, but it's impossible to change some lives of people using just taxi services and courier services. And that's why, we try to find some other ways. We operate in art industry, in education, and for me, it's sport that's a good chance to change people's life with so beautiful games and actions. For me, it seems like if you just do something, it's not so helpful as you act in some activities with other peoples, and sports give us great opportunities for this.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And I mean, you've got that over Uber and Careem, don't you? So everyone should take inDrive. But you said that you are fighting social injustice, right, in multiple countries, and you want to change the lives of 1 billion people, which is obviously very admirable and praiseworthy. But I also have been informed that you are operating currently in 10 different countries. So apart from Pakistan, which are the other 9 countries?
Yes. Today we talk about your pace. That's why I explain in which countries your pace had some projects. We do some activities in Egypt, in Morocco, in Nepal previous year, and we continue to do it in some Latin American countries, Brazil, Peru, Chile.
That's great.
Yeah, and we have other projects in sport, and we have 6 countries in this project. So it's Latin America, Africa, and Kazakhstan.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so you mentioned about Your Pace, the project. Can you explain it to our viewers what it actually is and what are you trying to do in Pakistan with Your Pace?
And what is the target demographic also?
Yes. Your Pace, it's you can find this on the name of this project. That we try to involve people to run not just like a professional runner, but in his own pace. We ask them to be in our community without any expectations. Running, it's a good tool to involve people in some community actions because you don't need special equipment, you don't need special pitches for this. That's why we choose it. And in this project, we try to give some help to local organizers who already create some initiatives for people who run in these areas. But usually when you start some running projects, you involve just people who are already interested in running and who already have the access for this. But we see that in some countries, not any people have this access. People with disabilities, kids, female athletes, sometimes in different countries because of different reasons, have now this ability. And of course, we think that it's unfair. That's why we start our project. We give some financial funds to the organizers, but we ask them to involve disadvantaged communities for the running.
That's great.
That's why, we do the same in Pakistan. Here, our target audience is kids. It's not common for all the locations, but here, yes, because we find now that just 7% of kids have the opportunity to regular training in Pakistan. That's why, we think that, of course, we can give these opportunities for some of school children who live here in Islamabad.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love to hear that. And all the school children who are probably watching this,
Join them.
yeah, join them. And also, you mentioned how you partner up with existing, what would you call them? Organizations who kind of do some work in the same space. And I see that you are linked with the Margala Trail Runners.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about that partnership.
Yes, Margala Trail Runners, it's very, very beautiful organizers. I work with a lot of organizers and I want to thank you and hello for them because it's really good organized people and I'm happy to find it out. For us, sometimes it's very hard to find someone who we can believe because we are not situated on these locations and maybe 1 or 2 times we can come and see how it's organized. That's why, we need to clarify that these partners are really people who we can believe. And we communicate with some of different organizers and with these people we understand that we have the same values, we have the same goals, and they very completely understand what we want to do. They from their side, they say that, okay, we can involve a lot of girls here. And he did it. And most of kids who are already in program with the girls. It's very unbelievable.
No, it's community-based. It's inclusive, as you've mentioned. So we absolutely this is the sort of stuff that we want to promote as well as part of this podcast. And also, just on a side note, have you actually got an opportunity to visit the trails?
No,
you
not
should.
yet.
You should go.
Yes. I plan it to do tomorrow morning.
It's beautiful. We actually once hiked all the way up to Munal, which is like the little restaurant up top. So it's definitely worth it. Islamabad's
I
hidden
take
gem.
my training sneakers with me.
That's a must. So, I'd like to ask you about the training programs that you guys provide through your pace. And can you share why running or marathon running is important for people, or children, or people, or age groups of any kind?
Yeah, of course, we not provide just idea to run the whole marathon. It's a very big distance. We want to involve everyone, maybe just to run in any pace, maybe walking with us. Of course, I think that it's not a secret that the active life and some cardio exercises, of course, very important for health life. But for me, the most important thing that it's community that we create, because people who cooperate together and spend more time together and have some physical exercises together. They have their own experience based on these great emotions. And of course, have you ever been in some running events?
I've done like a quarter marathon once.
That's great. I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't.
But I wasn't particularly running, but I completely understand the community element that you're talking about, because everyone kind of gets together and then towards the end of it, they have these multiple checkpoints where people kind of just, they'll have a hot dog or something like that. At least the one that I went to, which was organized by a bank for like a cancer charity. But with your pace specifically, right, is it just the marathon element of things, or do you also do different kinds of running?
Yes. We firstly we think about support the just races, but after that we understand that it's just one day events, and how we can change some lives or some thinking of people by one day. Yeah, that's why we organize a training program for a few months. It's depend on location. Here we will organize. We already organized, and it will be 1 more month, this training program, and it's really help us to create the community and change something in their lives. But it's not about marathon. Our kids will run just 1, 3, and 5 kilometers.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and we have some experience to support Kathmandu Marathon, but it's not just about marathon. They have a lot of distances, including walking. That's why, it's not just so big event. And maybe you mentioned that we need to support some big events, but we choose some small events in not popular locations.
Right.
Yeah. Because if people already organize so big marathon, they already have a lot of funds, a lot of sponsors, and we don't think that we are sponsors.
Right.
We like some partner who help these organizers to create more accessible race. And hope maybe in the future, step by steps, we will come to the world where every race organizers will do some things like that. But now, we try to concentrate for someone who needs this help.
Yeah, it's a very good niche that you're targeting. I feel like you're onto something over here. Maybe you'll produce the next Usain Bolt and he'll come from Pakistan. Who knows?
Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
All right, Anna, could you share some memorable stories that have impacted the lives of individuals or communities through your pace?
When somebody asking me about that, I remember one case in Morocco. We organized a race for people with disabilities here, and the location was in the public beach, and a lot of people was here. And when some kids and other people with some disabilities come, some kids with Down syndrome, I think that it's not very common for everyone to see these kids in real life, but here they can see that these kids can run together, that they can dancing with me. We we hug a lot and we laugh a lot, and so many people come. And I think that of course they are not a participant of our race, but its moment can change something in their life to understand in the how people with disabilities live. And I think think that it's was very memorable moment for me.
Just hearing you talk about it, is doing things to me, because clearly this is more than just racing, right? Yeah. This is about community building and building bridges.
Changing lives.
Changing lives, basically. And I actually have a question. So 2 questions. One, when was Your Pace initiated? And how has it evolved over the years? Now it's in Pakistan. So what's that journey been like?
Yeah, we are a very young project. We was founded just 1 year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and we already finished 8 initiatives. And now we, in parallel, have not just in Pakistan, we have some female community in Egypt. They train together, some women and girls in Cairo. And in the same time, we continue our project in Nepal. We operate in 8 small cities around the Kathmandu. Yeah, that's why now we are on the process, and we are really open to find out more and more the same race organizers, and we're ready for it. Our main goal is become like a platform where all these people, all these organizers and participants can find each other, have some guidelines how to better organize, because it's not just because of money. It's sometimes that they need some knowledge about how to create these communities, how involve people to run in, because sometimes it's really challenging to explain why you need to run.
Also, you mentioned women a few times now and people with disabilities, but just specifically on women. In developing countries, empowering women is a necessity, as you would know as well. So what sort of challenges have you faced with respect to that, if any?
For me, it's very surprising that the all-female athletes really very energetic, and when we call to action for them to involve the running community, they come very, very quickly. And all of them saying that they really have some problems with understanding that the women can run across the streets and use this type of clothing for this. And if every one of them are running alone, they can't feel the safety. But if we create these communities, if they like running together, it's change all this opinion. The people see, wow, it's like a big action. It's like event. Maybe it's normal. That's they train together. That's why, for us, is main challenging thing. It's to explain what happened. And if it's already regular activities, everyone become to understand that it's normal. We normalize this.
You're doing God's work, Anna.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what specific challenges or barriers has Your Pace faced in aiming to address the issues within the sports community?
For me, as a manager, the most challenging thing is to understand what the level of quality organizing, because I can't be on all this place at one moment. That's why sometimes when I say that we need to understand that your race is very safety, everyone answer me, of course we are very safety, but after that I understand that in some places they are not close the roads when the race come in, and for me it's how it can happen. But I understand that it's depend on the situation. They never thought about closing the roads, and it's like a different normality. And for me it's more challenging to understand, because now I need to clarify any of my thoughts, what I really think about that, what really means when I told about safety, about accessibility, about, I don't know, every race organizers very different calculators how much water they need to give. Yeah, and sometimes I ask, do you have enough water? Of course we have, but in the middle of the race we understand that there is no water at all. Oh my God! Yeah, that's why now I need to clarify a lot of things, and my managers help me, and I'm very helped with this.
Well, it seems like you're getting better at it. So there's that. Also, you mentioned safety and accessibility, right? And of course, you are involving the disabled community in this. So are there any specific safety measures you take around that?
Of course, we have some recommendations, and in different governments, it's the different recommendations about, emergency, about police stations, and about close the roads, who can come, how many people can run in the one moment, how wide is the place where they run. Now we prepare some guides about that, but first steps, it all by our hands managing, and it was very hard. But now we already have discussion with some of international organizations in athletic, and they will help us to produce all these guides.
Lovely. If you want to share those guides with us at some point, we can even promote them for you. So there's that. Sure. Yeah.
All right. So let's get into that head of yours. What's your vision on battling the, as you said earlier on in the podcast, the social injustices that have been happening through sports and through inDrive or your pace?
Wow. What I dream about. If you told about my dreams, of course, I always thought about this case. You know that in Brazil, every sports event to be organized should be absolutely inclusive. You can't organize any events if you have no special group for people with disabilities, for example.
That's great.
And of course, my dream is that after few years, after a lot of events that we organize, a lot of other governments create the same policy, because we show that it's absolutely great working, it's safety, and all these people happy. And if we show it's not 1, 2, 3, but a lot of times, I think that it change all these policies in countries where we operate. And it's my biggest dream.
I hope that you see your dream to fruition. Also, you mentioned that you go to all of these different countries, but on what basis are these countries and locations selected?
Of course, first of our selection principles is where inDrive already operate, and we prefer some countries where we have a local teams because they very support us. Thank you. And next we try to find some organizers who we on the same page, and if we find that, we start the project. That's why it does not matter for us which is the country. We just find two people who we can believe and who we can work for the daily basis. And of course, if we already understand that these organizers really suits us, I think that we can return back.
Nice.
All right. Let's get into some other sports now. As we already mentioned that you're a UEFA certified manager. So are there any other sporting projects that inDrive is currently doing? We have two sports projects. I have a title Head of Sport. That's why I operate both of them. No worries, I'm Head of ProSports.
Great. We have the second project. It's called Supernovas. It's a football project. We open free training for kids in some disadvantages communities, not in the big cities, but in small cities in 6 countries yet.
That's amazing. Great. Yeah. And just with respect to Pakistan, when you guys are probably, assessing Pakistan as a potential location, like what stood out? What potential did you see in this country in particular?
First of all, of course, the population of this country very big, and I understand that if we start working here, we can involve a lot of people, a lot of kids. And as I see, I have just one day here, but as I see, a lot of kids are very active. They are crazy about the football. They play around the streets. That's why, I thought about my second project here, and I already answered that, maybe next few years we will come here for our second project. And of course, I believe that we can organize some training in your pace project, not just in Islamabad, maybe in other cities. It's really depend on how it gone this time, and I hope that everything will great. We will have a race after 2 days. And I hope that everything will be great. But today I was on training, and every kid's very excited.
That's amazing, and we hope that the race is a success. But just on that, how do you measure success? What KPIs do you look at, right? That, okay, this project was, a
success.
A success, yeah.
Of course, the numbers of participants is very important for us, and we calculate some metrics like social return investment or we cost per participants, some of them. But most important for me is just feedback that we have after every meeting. We collect this feedback and analyze, and in football projects we do it regularly because the training program is very long. And when I see that results better and better, and maybe sometimes we see that more and more people who not participate in the training, but who live around, come here, come to our events, we understand that all of them are very interested. It's a first metric for me, it's the feedbacks. And the second one, I try to talk with the people on locations. I visit in a lot of our locations, and I see that all of them come to me, and the most important things that, of course, they say thank you, but they say that you change something about my expectations of this world. I believe that these projects can happen in my small village. Okay, in Islamabad is a big city, but sometimes we operate in really, really small locations, and they can't believe that it's real. And of course, for me, it's this most important thing.
I think that's immense, right? Going to these remote and rural areas and creating this awareness over there and building communities. We're honestly indebted to you guys.
Right, let's look into the future now. So what future initiatives or projects is your base looking at?
As I said, we want to change some policies in all the countries where we operate, and we plan to involve more organizers, not just in our regular activities, like we give some funds, they organize some events. We want them to be more active in developing side, to share this experience with other organizers. That's why I think that it's not just because of creating small communities. We want to create our own communities of organizers of race from different countries where they can share this experience. And as I said, I want us to be like a big platform. And of course, my dream is that not we will search for some organizer, that they will come to us and say, we want to work with you.
inDrive, more than just a ride-sharing company. Right?
Yes.
One big question that I have for you. With respect to marketing, how do you leverage social media and technology and to, of course, get the word across? And how do you what's your marketing strategy to get the word out there, and so that more and more people can know that you guys are conducting your pace and inDrive is actually actively participating in changing communities like that?
Of course, we have websites of our projects, we have social networks, and we always ask our local PR teams to help us to promote the ideas. For me, I think that we need to, in our communication strategy, go step by step. First of all, we need to formalize our main message to become it more understandable for people. And I think that now we're mostly on the first stage, that we need to expand this idea for people who we work with. And after that, they and we together can work to share these ideas for the more attitude. Yes.
Yeah. So the mission statement, if you had to like sum it up in one sentence.
Putting her on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, she can take her time.
I want to say that I think that all people, of course, need to be involved in sport. And my main thing, please move in your pace. Not hurry in this.
Yeah.
Clap.
That was a great answer. That was a great answer.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Pakistan. I'm sure you've done your research before starting your piece. So how do you view this particular country as a potential sports market for other sports as well?
Yeah, because this is a cricket-centric country. It wasn't that way always. Pakistan used to have a big squash playing, community. Hockey, field hockey was big over here. But if you look at the last 2 decades...
Yeah, it's been a one-sport country.
Yeah, it's been a one-sport country. So do you think that there is potential over here to maybe grow that?
Yeah, of course, when the inDrive hired me, we discussed about what kind of sports. I'm not now a specialist in cricket. That's why, of course, we choose football.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, do not start cricket over here.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah. We already have a lot.
Yeah. Plus, if you know, the national football team actually qualified for the qualifiers for the very first time.
Yeah.
So we're kind of sort of growing.
Yeah. But of course, I see that we need to focus on the most popular kind of sport. And I see that cricket is more popular than football if we see all the population of the world. That's why, of course, I think that in the future, if we have enough power, enough money for this, I think that it's a great idea to see on this kind of sport, because we see that inDrive very good developed in all the countries where cricket they're popular too. That's why I think that it can be a good synergy for the future.
Yeah.
I should think about one more member of my team who understands the cricket.
Yeah. Also, though, football, I think, has immense potential in this country. It's just no one has ever done anything about it, right?
Yes.
And if obviously, like, you're probably well versed in this because you're a UEFA certified manager. But you look at the populations of countries like Pakistan, India, Indonesia, the major populated countries, and these countries should have better teams, but they don't have the pipeline. So with your Supernova, was it project?
Supernovas.
Yes, Supernovas. Yes. Do you, in the future, maybe intend to somehow establish a sort of pipeline which potentially could contribute footballers to Pakistan's national team someday?
Yes. From my own, I think that the coach is the most important person in all the football process. Coach is the first role model who you see when you become to be a football player, and he near all the players all his way. That's why I think that the most common thing is to organize some training program for all people who want to be coaches. We do this in Supernovas. We find the coaches and we train them. And now we want to expand our impact training by a lot of coaches who maybe not will work in our project for the future, but we give them knowledges about safeguarding, about how involve kids. You know that in different ages, kids listening in different place of their body. But when usually football coaches just train by on one way, and I think that they need to be more diversity. They need to understand different ages, different genders, because female players are very powerful now in the world.
That's true.
Yeah.
Are you planning to get into the football management in the near future?
Can we expect you to take over at Chelsea?
Oh, of course.
Please don't.
Of course. In which team I need to go?
Yeah. Well, I'm a Chelsea fan. He's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
And you are?
Liverpool.
Oh no, this is so tragic.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's better than United.
Yeah,
it's a better answer than Alex Ferguson. I'll give you that.
Yeah. But my son is Man City fan.
Well, that's the next
It's
generation
broken my
now, right?
heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, you can't really blame
I can't
them
believe
either.
in it.
Yeah. In Cyprus or Russia, have you worked over there in that capacity?
Yeah, I work in Russian Football Federation.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a deputy head of the women's department. Yeah,
That's amazing. Yeah.
and involve a lot of girls in Russia to play football.
Lovely.
That's great. That's great.
Yes.
You want to take it forward, or
I mean, do you have anything else?
do you have anything else to say?
Anything that you want to mention on a closing note? Maybe a message to all of the people who are watching this?
I want to thank you to have this beautiful discussion. Yeah, I feel very comfortable here. And I ask everyone to use inDrive, because when you use this service, you really help me to promote my projects. And just keep in mind that if you ride in inDrive, you help us to involve a lot of kids to different sports activities. And thank you for all our passengers for
No,
it.
you're welcome. And it was an absolute pleasure to have this discussion with you. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect coming in, but I'm going to leave very happy. And we wish you all the very best with all of your future endeavors. And we hope that your pace is a massive success. And Saad, anything you want to add?
That's just about it. So if you like the video, click on the like button, subscribe to our channel, Behram and me, follow us everywhere.
And Anna, if you want to put out your socials.
Maybe later.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have that option.
Yeah,
I'll
of
give the
course you
handle.
can find your pace in Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
What's the handle on Instagram? Because then we can tell our viewers, right? If you remember.
Your pace dot inDrive.
There we go.
Yourbase.inDrive. Follow that as well.
And just to give her a warm goodbye, because she's not here for long. So I hope you have a wonderful stay in Pakistan and das vidanya.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
All right, see you guys. Click on the ring icon as well. Allah Hafiz.